Hello and welcome back to Bannerlords. I don't think I need to tell you what's going on here. It's a siege. I did it. I did it anyway. Yeah, I told you anyway. Okay, well, it's 817 enemy units. This is actually the largest army that I have seen the enemy able to field. And if, I'm talking about, this is a really, really big if I'm able to defend against this onslaught right here, this could be the turning point in the entire game, if I can do it. So let's wait and see, and maybe something will happen, maybe it won't, I don't really know. But how many people do they actually have here? Oh wow, they actually only have 5. Wow, okay. I was actually thinking they had more, but they don't. They don't have more than that. They just literally have 6 generals in their army, and I feel like that's kind of sad. You know, I was actually hoping that they would have, I don't know, 20, and I could take all 20 prisoner, and then I could just basically be like, okay, it's time for me to go and execute all of them. That is what I was actually hoping for, but oh well, never mind. So bear in mind that we do actually have a couple of vassals in here. As you can see, we got Peric, we got Thomond, and we've got Akram. And then, of course, we have Mr. Garrison of Jaculan. And then also we have, Mr. Militia of Jaculan as well. And who knows? Maybe we're going to do all right. Unfortunately, the main problem with doing this siege is the fact that the enemy has the entirety of the initiative. And what does that mean, you ask? Well, that basically means that they can break off their siege at any time. And they can decide the terms of the attack. And I can see a whole bunch of vassals right now that I could easily take care of. Look at that guy right there. He's taunting me, 102. And there was another guy that ran off there with like 80 or something like that. And look at this guy, he's got 122. I could deal with these guys, you know? I could probably deal with these guys pretty easily. But unfortunately, yeah, that might not really happen that easily. It seems like they're attempting to do damage to the walls, and the wall does not seem to be that good. The wall seems to be, I'm not entirely sure if it's, it is actually wall level 3, never mind. Never mind, ignore me, yes. I actually thought that it was, lower level than it actually is, but I'm just going to take this chance to try and level up as many of my people as possible, because let's face it, we're probably going to need it. And these onagers are actually very, very good, as you can see, because the onagers are actually capable of defeating our ballistas extremely fast. But the ballistas are much faster to construct. So even if they do continue building onagers, they probably won't have a very easy time here. Now, look at this, look at this. Have you seen what's happening? Have you seen what's happening? I think you may have. They have no more food. Now, here's the thing. Personally, I would prefer this army to not retreat. I want them to go in to the siege, to literally go in, throw all caution to the wind, and they're not doing that, as you can see. So return to Jaculan, and now that's the thing. They are running away, which is sad to me, because I really wanted to attack them. So badly. I really wanted them to go in to the siege and, have a grand old time with us in there. Because look at this. They're losing a bunch of units. Look at that. They are losing so many units due to starvation. Oh, they actually went in. They went into the siege again. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is really, really good. Okay, so yeah, my quest, once again, Istiana's plan. You can see that we're at 1800 now. Don't really care about it, to be honest, because we have bigger fish to fry at this point. So we're going to see if we can... but look at this. Look at this. If, and again, it's a big if these guys actually... Look at this. They're losing so many units. They are literally losing a unit... Well, actually, they're losing, like, I don't even know, 5 units a second or something like that. And it is just insane that they are willing to throw away so many units here, because if they then retreat... Look at that, they're retreating again. They're retreating again. This is absolutely insane. I don't know why they would decide to do this, to be honest. and their cohesion is probably being reduced quite dramatically. Okay, come on, guys. We can do this. Fight that guy. Fight that guy. How many people does he have? He's got 12 looters in his party, so he only has 112. He's got 21 prisoners as well. Oh, yes. Let's do it. Come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Yeah. Yeah, they're actually going in with me. Look at that. The AI is really, really smart. I really love the fact that the AI is so much smarter than they were in Warband, because, you know, you know how it is in Warband. These guys will literally be right next to you, and then all of a sudden they'll be like halfway across the map, far away, because they're running away scared from this army that you could easily take together, but they just don't want to help you, and it's just so sad. Anyway, this guy might actually be a bit difficult for us, because he does have 124, and I did say that he has a bunch of looters, which is true. He does have a bunch of looters, but they are more than likely going to be accompanied by a whole bunch of elite units of some kind, so very much not appreciating that. Let's actually tell the horse archers to follow me as well. And yeah, I actually did participate in another field battle off screen, and that field battle went very nicely. I actually ended up using my two-handed axe. I have my axe up to 25 now, my two-handed weapon proficiency, should I say. And that's pretty nice. I actually feel like that's quite cool. I find it quite fun to use a two-handed, just like I had originally planned, actually. You know, because as I said in the previous episode, I actually planned to be some kind of, you know, some kind of infantry-focused unit. But unfortunately, that just didn't happen because, you know, the game has mount in the title, you know, so yeah, obviously you gotta use a mount. Obviously in Warband that's not really the case. You're not forced to use a mount or anything like that. These guys are gonna try and get into circle formation, aren't they? They're not. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're not going into circle formation. I would have expected them to do so, but apparently they don't want to do that here. Nice. That was a nice hit. That was a nice hit as well. Don't really need to kill them, though. That's the point. You don't really need to kill them. You kind of just need to get into a decent position. Oh, no. Did you really run in? You absolute idiot. Did you see that? This guy's literally run in there, and he's literally just kind of thrown his units away, which is really, really bad. And, ow. Oh, we killed him. Yes. Did you see that? We actually took him out. That was fantastic. Really, really nice. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to basically tell my horse archers just to charge in, because they're going to skirmish automatically anyway, and we'll just tell these guys to kind of do their own thing too, and we'll tell them to charge, and we'll tell these guys to charge too, so they can get into effective range, and then we'll tell my cavalry to charge in too, because I think we're in a pretty decent position to do that. I am very, very much injured, so I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest, because I think I could die very easily here. That guy was managing to block me. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good, but bear in mind that he does have a whole bunch of units in his prisoner's hold, and I might not have tried to attack him if he didn't have these prisoners, because this is going to make our life so much easier to be able to rescue those guys, because they will reinforce our army. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this particular battle gets us the rest of the renown that we require to enter the realm of clan tier 4, which I would very much love, because that means that we gain an additional little amount of army size, shall we say, and that really makes a huge difference. But there you go. Okay, that is indeed a victory. 11.7 renown. We did lose 8 units from my army, footmen mostly, and levy crossbowmen, so that's not really a big deal at all. I think that's actually pretty nice. And yeah, okay, pretty happy with that. Good to see you here. Yes, I did help you. Now go and make sure that you're safe. Thank you very much. All right, so I have 95, and there's 18 even here. So I do need to be a bit choosy about what I take, but I will be taking basically every single high tier unit that I can get my hands on. Okay, so I've got 106. I might actually be able to have everyone. I think I can, but I can't obviously level up looters, so I'll just take the watchmen, because the watchmen actually do level up into mercenaries, and even though the mercenary units are not exactly the greatest, we're going to take them nevertheless. And also just got to make sure that I will be able to take a couple of people here, because you never know, they might want to join me if I take Vlandians. Maybe some Sea Raider chiefs as well. Maybe some Vlandian recruits. And that seems basically about it. What about the mercenary cavalry as well? That might work. But I found that the Imperials don't really want to join us that much. For obvious reasons, I would assume. Alright. So, usually I'm not going to be taking anything anymore from these places. I will take the food, I guess. Did I miss any food up here? Yeah, I did miss a little bit. There we go. Alright, yeah, but yeah, there's actually been a new update to the game. And they've actually nerfed crossbow damage. Can you believe that? They must have heard me. They must have heard me being like, oh yeah, my next character's probably going to use crossbows. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, so they did nerf them a little bit. I'm not entirely sure by how much. But, yeah, that kind of grinded my gears a little bit. Because I was just like, I really love crossbows. It's going to be really fun to use them. But no, now not so much. Did I not get an opportunity to take this guy prisoner? I didn't. He actually managed to escape. Now that is disappointing. That is very disappointing, because that means he's going to come back with a very strong army, and he's going to be really annoyed, isn't he? Alright, well, let's move in here. Oh, Calatild's actually starting to get a decent amount of units back as well, so this might very well, as I've said before, be the actual turning point in this entire game. And I would love that. I would think that would be fantastic. Okay, so are we at Clan Tier 4 yet? Let me actually have a look. Oh, almost. We need 9. We need 9 renown to be able to make it there. Alright. Okay, so... I don't know. I'm not sure where to go, because they might be taking Praven as we speak. Oh. Never mind. Never mind, I guess. But this is basically the one that they need to take. This is the one that they need to take. Can I recruit anything? Nope. Okay, I'm just going to wait here for some time then. Aha! Now what's going on here? Okay, hello. We do have a couple of people. I could split the 2 of those, maybe. If I can split the 2 of them, this will be amazing. This guy's actually following me. Look at how cool that is. Technically, he is trying to assist me, because he's actually chasing Panalier at this point. And, well, yeah, he's not assisting me anymore. But otherwise, what does this guy have? Does he have anything good? He's got 8 Imperial recruits. He does have a couple of Mamluk guards and things like that. So he might be kind of difficult for us to deal with, but I could definitely do it if... Yes, there we go. That is what we needed. This guy to come in, scare the other one off a little bit, and then we will be able to take this guy down. Now, as I say, this is basically the pivotal moment. If we are capable of defending this town to the very last, then I think we'll probably have a decent shot of turning it around and literally being able to then start taking things, because our AI friends have actually been doing a very good job of keeping themselves in the fight. Don't know whether you've noticed that, but they seem to have been able to basically squeeze out as many recruits as they possibly can from various places, and they're still able to do that under immense pressure. The amount of pressure that they're currently facing is just immense, with the amount of units that are running in and out of our territory, being able to, recruit units while constantly under threat of attack. Very, very difficult to do, and yet they are doing it very nicely. And gotta say, very pleased that they're actually showing a huge amount of gusto and they're not defecting. You see? Because them defecting would be, nail in the coffin, Sturgia kind of stuff. So yeah, it's actually really nice that they fixed that, because, let's face it, that was pretty awful to be a part of a faction and just see all these lords leaving and leaving and leaving. And thankfully that's not the case here. Oh, it seems like they have gone into a circle formation once again. Well, that's not going to help them much, is it? No, not at all. So yeah, this is actually going to be kind of interesting, because we can place our crossbowmen basically anywhere we want. I'm going to put them up here, actually. let's put them up here. This seems like a fun place to put a crossbowman, doesn't it? And, oh, seems like we're actually losing a couple of people thanks to their archers as well. I've got to be a bit careful here as well because I don't have a shield with my polearm, of course. There we go. Take out one of those, and we've got to be a bit careful about being murdered here. Okay, so they're actually charging. They're actually charging right now, which is absolutely fine. Don't have a problem with that because I'm actually going to tell my forces to charge now as well. And hopefully, there we go. Take out that archer. I was not wanting to have my horse die really, really close by to them. That would have been pretty awful. But thankfully, as you can see, my crossbowmen are doing a fantastic job of doing a massive amount of damage in the area. And also being able to thin out the enemy's ranks just a little bit. There we go. Take out the... Oh, there we go. There's my horse done. But I have my axe. I don't even know what to do with it, to be honest. Technically, I know what to do with it, obviously, but I'm not entirely sure who to kill. But yeah, it seems like an Imperial crossbowman had my number. He certainly had my number right there, which is not even that bad. It's not that bad because we will be able to achieve a victory here, and that's all that really matters in this case. But the problem is, am I going to be able to take this guy prisoner? Because, again, taking him prisoner, being able to execute him... Oh, yeah, by the way, I should actually tell you, something hilarious happened while I was off screen. Because, obviously, I think the last time that you saw me kind of in the previous episode, I was kind of running between the two towns, and I was in Praven. And then in my off-screen time, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go over to the other town because there might be something going on there. You know, might try to hunt down a couple of people. And literally... Regea and a bunch of other vassals decided that they would chase me down. Literally chase me down, and they were all following me, even if there were other vassals in the area that they could easily catch. They decided to do that, and I assume that they are doing that literally just because I have executed so many people, and they really, really hate Barney's guts. So yeah, there is a definite personality to the AI in this iteration of Man and Blade, which I've got to say is very cool. I like that. I like the fact that they are bloodthirsty for Barney's head. I think that's actually really, really nice to see. Anyway, I'm going to recruit... well, I'm going to capture a couple of these, and then I will hopefully be able to take them into our army at some point. Wait a minute. Why do I have 100? Oh, I have 188 now? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, bear in mind. Okay, so here's also what happened. There was actually a lore in between episodes. There was a lore vote that came up. And basically what it is, it's all about clan tier 4 and above leaders. So clan leaders of tier 4 or above clans basically having plus 50 to party size, and that is exactly what is going on here. So I can literally now field an army of 188 if I can find the units. So I'm very excited about this, very, very excited about it. I don't know whether we're going to be able to do anything with it, to be honest, but we're going to execute this guy. Oh, boom, there we go. Take him down. Okay, so I'm going to take some Aserai recruits here as well, because I personally feel like we might very well be able to take quite a few of them and actually convert them to our side, potentially. But this is going to slow me down by a pretty considerable margin, because I really do not have a huge amount of... well, you can see here, we have too many horses. We're in a forest at the moment as well, so I'm going to get rid of a couple of desert horses there to hopefully reduce our herd deficiency a little bit. There we go. It's kind of good, I guess. Okay, so I don't really want to be attacked by Panalea right now, because as you can see, she's actually wanting to attack us, and that would be bad, obviously. So I will try my best to escape from her, and it seems like everything's safe around here at the moment, which is great. And no one wants to do anything there. That's absolutely fine as well. So we're just going to wait here for some time. This is literally the only thing we need to do. This is the only town remaining. But I know, it looks like this is literally the end. I know it looks like that. But I'm not willing to give up until it is really the end, because they are going to need to take this. And in Warband, if this was the case, if this was the last fief that, you know, a particular faction had, I would say, okay, yeah, it's more than likely that we're going to lose. But the way that Bannerlord works with the sieges and everything, I personally feel like we have a greater shot than you might believe. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going to recruit these prisoners. As I said, I think that recruiting the Aserai prisoners is definitely going to be very much helping us. And you can see here that we have a bunch of pretty low-tier enemies in the area. You know, there's quite a few that are running around with about 100 or so units. And you can imagine that if I actually had an army of about 150 or so, then we might very well be able to surprise some people. But bear in mind that when we have a larger army, we are going to be moving around a little slower, which is obviously a bit of a problem. So we might very well get caught by a number of people, which would not be very good at all. So we'll see how that goes. But there's Aldrich, there's Aha, there's another one, as you can see. There's actually someone right here that we probably want to fight. Let's have a look and see what his composition is like. He's literally got 14 Imperial recruits. He's got Sturgian soldiers. He's got peasants. He's got recruits. He's got brigands. This guy is nowhere near able to match our combat strength. And look, I am literally leading the charge against this guy. Look at that. Oh, they are behind me. They are behind me. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. We have every single vassal working in unison, and look at the amount of forces that we're able to field here. I know this is nothing in comparison to the strongest of the strong in terms of the Southern Empire vassals and their forces, but this is a rallying call. This is a rallying call against the almighty onslaught that has befallen us in the form of the Southern Empire, of course. So yeah, we're gonna do something here. After this battle, I'm going to call for an army. I'm going to call for a campaign, I guess you could call it. And we are literally going to march. We are going to march against them. And I'm pretty sure we will be able to surprise some people. Or at least I hope that we will be able to. Actually, I don't even know why I'm doing tactics right now. Because they have such a... Well, they don't... That's the thing. They don't actually have a small army. But, you know, they have... well, a vastly inferior army to what we are currently fielding right now. So, yeah, I don't know why I'm really worried about that. But, well, whatever the case, they're going to be blocking me a little bit here. I'm going to try and do damage to their horse as much as I can. And I'm going to tell my cavalry to actually charge in because we can do that. I'm actually going to lose my horse here, I might. That would not be good. That would not be good. Being out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to tell my people to charge in, actually. Tell my archers to charge in as well. My people are literally just going to run these guys down like no one's business. You know, it is really going to be that. Oh, is that the leader? I'm pretty sure that is actually the leader. So let's follow the leader, shall we? That song comes into my head now, you know. Follow the leader. I don't know why that comes into my head, but whatever the case, I think we'll be okay. Obviously, we will be, but hopefully we will not lose too many units. And it looks like that is obviously a very, very nice steamroll, but we have lost a couple. You can see that. We've actually lost 17 units. Only, and look at that, we're actually only against 100 or so units, but yet we did end up losing quite a few, which I've got to say I'm not a big fan of, but... well, if that's how it happens, that's how it happens. Alright, so I'm hopeful that we will be able to take this guy prisoner. No, he actually managed to escape. Huh. Not a big fan of that, I gotta say. Not a big fan of that, but again, we will be taking a couple of people to potentially recruit, and we have 120 in my army right now. We'll take the high-tier war horses and things like that. We'll take some food as well, because you never know. If I actually do create my own army, then it is going to drain my resources like no one's business. Ah, there it comes again. My catchphrase apparently is my new catchphrase. Okay, well, whatever the case, as you can see, I cannot create anything, unfortunately, because they literally do not have their party size. up, which is really, really unfortunate. And the one thing that I got to say, I feel like the developers might want to change this, because the fact that we can't get all of these guys to join us, I mean, I think that that is kind of detrimental, because here's the thing. All of these together, you've seen how amazing it can be. We have literally over 400 units in this very small area, and I personally feel like we should be able to call for an army. If I have the influence capable of doing that, then I don't think I should be penalized for my AI friends not having a big enough army. I think I should be able to do that, you know? But if that's not how it's going to be, then that's not how it's going to be, you know? So I guess we're just going to have to wait here for some time and see what happens, because they are going to come back. That's the thing. The enemy is going to come back. We just have to take our time, get an opportunity, and then take advantage of that opportunity and exploit it as much as possible. And speaking of that opportunity, we have someone right here. Look at this. This guy was actually wanting to raid this village, and then the guy with like literally 15 units was raiding this village, and then he was just like, oh, let me just intercept this guy for you. Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so unfortunately it seems as though we have received quite a, shall we say, decline in the amount of units that we've been able to take prisoner. I'm talking about vassals mostly here, because of course, you know, that's how it is. You know, you really do want to take those guys prisoner as much as possible, especially in my case. But it seems to me that it is taking a bit too not too long, so to speak, but they are being a little bit slippery, and are probably much more slippery than usual, which is kind of weird to me, because I would have expected them to be taken prisoner pretty easily when there are so many units against them, but that has not been the case in these battles, and I'm not entirely sure why, because usually we would be able to take them prisoner, but I'm wondering whether there is a limit to how many units you can execute. Surely not in a sandbox game. Surely not. That's not how it's going to be, right? Surely there's no limit. Oh, there goes my mount. Okay, I'm probably dead. Or not, as the case may be. Good work, cavalry. Yes, good work. Okay, let's tell everyone to charge in. Thank you. Can I get someone's horse? I don't want to steal anyone's horse of mine, but I was hopeful that I might be able to. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna get out my polearm. Actually, my polearm is probably gonna be the best to counter any attack on me. I've just got to basically look around 360 degrees every couple of seconds, because I'm otherwise going to get lanced in the face or something. Oh, that guy's dead. He just got absolutely murdered. And yeah, we are ending up losing a couple of units, but hopefully not from my army. No, we haven't lost basically anything from my army. Akram is losing the most units, which is not exactly great. Got to move my archers into position a bit better, in my opinion. Okay, it seems like these are where the majority of the enemy's units are. Let's go in, shall we? Well, maybe that was not the best idea, especially against two. And yeah, I'm just getting carried away, you see. With my Executioner's Axe, I feel like it's really fun to use. Oh well, never mind. Oh, Jin's getting a couple of kills. That's nice to see. Have you seen Pelisor get any kills yet? Because I did give him an Executioner's Axe, and we know how effective that can be with a low proficiency level. Not that effective. Not that effective, but, you know, it's still relatively fun to watch if he can actually get any kills with it. I actually wonder whether he's alive. Not entirely sure whether he is, but whatever the case, there it is. Another little bit of renown right there. Personally, I don't really care about the renown at this point, because we are now clan tier 4, and I would assume it's going to take us a very, very long time to do anything with that. You know, to get to clan tier 5, it's going to be absolutely almost impossible, I would say. But anyway, let's see. I guess we'll get some Botanians, Azrai. Oh, Vlandians, yes, definitely Vlandians, thank you. Ooh, Valandian Banner Knight. I would love to be able to recruit one of those. That would be fantastic. And it seems like that's basically it. We could take some more Azurai units, I suppose, but I don't really want to take too many prisoners. As you can see, I've got 46. That might be a bit too much, but I'll take another 2 just in case we can get those mercenaries to join us. That would be fantastic. But it's unlikely. I personally feel like it's unlikely at this point. Okay, there we go. All right, so let's make our way back to Jaculan. This is where we were. We were chasing him. I'm at 0% HP, so well, 1%, 2% now. And yeah, that's going to be a bit worrying if we do come across someone. They might be able to do something to us, which I would not appreciate, but hopefully we'll be able to just run away in that case. But this guy's literally acting as some kind of patrol here for us, like a bodyguard, even though technically he's just actually traveling to the only town that we have control over, so I suppose there really isn't anything to read into there, but I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, gonna wait here for some time once again. Okay, so this guy is actually going to be kind of tricky. This is one of the more powerful vassals, as you can see. Our family has stood in the Senate and discharged its duties honorably since the first days of the Empire. And he's the lord of this place. And, well, yeah, I would like to try and take this guy out. And the problem with this is that he has a lot of people. He's got a lot of people, but his people primarily are recruits, volunteers, peasants, and so on and so forth. But he still has a very even power level with us, which I gotta say is a bit worrying, because that means that he's got some really, really strong units somewhere else. And I'm not entirely sure what they are, so it might very well be a bit risky for us to attempt this, especially by myself, because I am literally by myself in this case. And I guess we'll just see what we can do. Alright, so they do have horse archers, as you can see. I don't really want to get killed, if at all possible, so I would like to be able to see what I can do about maybe eliminating some of these, at least relatively quickly. Ah, no. A little bit overshot that particular attack, but that's fine, because we are just absolutely bruising them right now. Just completely collapsing on them with huge amount of cavalry, so they generally are not going to be able to do that much against us, as you can see. And wait a minute, this guy is being quite a bit of a pain, isn't he? So let's try and see if we can murder him. There we go, that's what you get. And otherwise we will be now being a bit cautious, because we've now eliminated their horse archers. At least I think so. They might have a second wave. Yeah, it seems like they do have a couple of cavalry over in that direction. So I would like to be a bit wary of those. And otherwise, we're just going to move these guys a little bit closer. And we still have to be careful. That's the point. Still have to be careful. I don't really want to get killed by some random watchman, as you can see. That would not be too nice, but you can see my banner knights charging in, and look at that. Look at how much damage they were capable of dealing just from them following me. So much damage dealt. Take out that Stygian horse rider as well. And now we can tell our forces to charge in. Let's tell them to charge in. Go, 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 guys. Let's do this. Just completely collapse on them. That is what we wanted to do right there. And maybe we can do some damage to their crossbow as well. Oh, what? Do you see that? That was absolutely hilarious. That my polearm was just like, yeah, let me just attack the air real quick. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah, fantastic. Oh well, we are able to achieve a victory here. I don't think this guy has too many prisoners, but the main reason why I wanted to attack him is because he's literally running around with about 150 units, and he's going to scare off a lot of my allies. And at this point, the best thing that I can do is basically just try and make them into the best thing that they can be. And that means, you know what that means. That means, you know, eliminating anyone that's stronger than them, and, you know, hopefully trying to reduce the globule of huge amounts of units that can potentially happen if they all, you know, form an army and things like that. So That's generally my goal right now. Obviously, if I can't take them prisoner, then this is obviously going to be a bit fleeting, the amount of damage that I can do here. But look at this, 16 renown, pretty nice. What did we end up losing? A bunch of looters, footmen, crossbowmen, some saplings. That's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Nothing too bad to lose, I suppose. Oh yeah, we can take him prisoner. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, this is really, really good. So I will be executing him almost immediately right here. Boom. Done. Okay, so he doesn't have any prisoners for me to rescue, which is a kind of harsh thing, because I very much was hoping that he would have some people, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not really the biggest deal. I've got to be careful about my prisoners, though, as you can see right here. They're not... I'm not going to be able to take that many, which is unfortunate. So I guess what I'm going to do is just going to get rid of the tier 4, tier 5 units, and then just take the others, because I feel like I'm probably going to be unable to take the higher tier ones, and I would like to be able to take as many Vlandians as possible, if I can. Yeah, it seems to be working. Yep, seems to be working quite nicely. All right, so yeah, I guess that's it. Take some more horses, and this might actually be good for Pelisor, actually. Yep, much better for him. There we go. He's looking a little bit better, but I would like to get him something better than that. Maybe this. No, he still looks really, really basic, doesn't he? It's kind of a shame. But oh well, never mind. Okay, so let's just take a bunch of this stuff, cows and so on. Ooh, very nice. Okay, yeah, we'll give that to his mule. There we are. He's looking really good now. Look at how dangerous he is. Such a dangerous individual. You definitely don't want to meet him on a dark battlefield at night, do you? No, that's for sure. Okay, so we're going to go into Jaculan now. Hopefully I will not get attacked, because I am actually moving a much slower pace than usual. And nope, it seems like we're okay. Okay, that's great. Yeah, so I guess the best thing that I can do right now is end this episode off here, but you can see that we might turn this around. We might turn it around, but I don't know. I don't know. We might have just delayed the inevitable. That might very well be what is happening here, but I am wanting to try as best as I can. I mean, I know that this seems like a pretty hopeless cause at this point, but just think about it. If I'm able to execute all of the lords that I can, then how many do they actually have left? They might very well just have, I don't know, 5, 10, and then those 10 are going to try a siege, and then if that siege actually goes through because they have the confidence to do that, but then they fail, because we're there to get them when that siege happens, and then we're able to capture all of them or many of them. Let's say we capture 5 of them. Then there's only 5 left, and then we have the advantage in that case. And there are literally 869 defenders here because there are just so many vassals here. So it is highly likely that we might be able to turn this around. If we can, this is going to be the greatest comeback since sliced bread. But that is a story for another time. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.